lately. So hopefully, how are you all? I'm kind of losing track of the day, so I've got to remember today's Sunday. But for many of us who are at home, it's kind of blending one day into the other, isn't it? So just let me check, make sure I'm live here. And if you're on, please drop a comment and let me know that you're here. Oh, it's working. Perfect. I've got a little bit of greenery around us today, and yeah, it's all good. All right, let me just make sure that the volume is working. It is. Perfect. All right, we are good to go. So say hi if you're here, and I'll be able to see your comments. And I'd love to answer any questions you may have today, anything that's perhaps blocking you or you're struggling with. But what I want to talk to you about is acceptance versus resistance. And for many people, especially if you've had, lots of adversities in your life, and you've had, hey Joe, and you've had perhaps, people pushing you around all through your life, acceptance of the external can be more difficult because sometimes we relate acceptance to, lying down and being kicked. But that's not the acceptance that I'm talking about here. And I want to talk about the acceptance of what is. Now, when you're not in acceptance of what is, you are in resistance. So anything right now in the external that hasn't come to you yet, that you've been asking for, the only thing that's stopping it is resistance. There's some resistance there. It may not even be a conscious resistance. Most of the time it's not, right? It's something deep in there that's resisting through a feeling, through a thought, through an old belief, through a fear. And hey Janelle, hi Joanne. So, moving forward with everything right now, it really is pretty messed up out there at the moment. Or is it, right? Depends on your opinion. But the acceptance of it, and we're going to talk about personal acceptance as well in a moment, but the acceptance of what's going on and then moving forward from that point is less resistant. So many of you, including me, were involved in the global meditation today. And I don't know how many people were on it. There's probably millions, but I know that it would have worked on some level to bring in light, to bring in hope, to bring in love. I didn't follow the audio or the script. I just surrounded the whole globe with light and had that light beaming out to the entire universe. And the thing with that meditation was, and this is why I'm talking about this today, is that I know that there was probably some people who also had resistance through that meditation, because it was kind of like, yes, I want to fill the world with light, but not those people, or not that situation, or not that thing, right? Being specific about where you send love is not acceptance, and that keeps you in the resistance. Now, from a energetic point of view, that is judgment, that is criticism, because love isn't, we love another person, kind of like I'm in love with you. It's not that. Love is our essence. And love is unconditional. Love is non-judgmental. Love is non-critical. And when you are in that energy, that essence of that divine love that is us, it's who we are, you can't judge anything or anyone because there's the acceptance of it. Now, every experience that we have in this human life is just that. It's an experience. The way we react is what creates our emotions, our happiness, our turmoil, right? But ultimately, everything we experience is just an experience. So, acceptance for what is brings you to the point where you can honestly look in your external, you can look at everything that's happening on a not just a global basis. There's stuff happening planetary as well and universally. We're not the only ones experiencing restructure. When you can look at all of that and really be in acceptance of it as an experience, then the resistance goes, and then you can choose how you want to feel about it, how you want to think about it, how you want to act on it, and how you want to move forward. That it's coming from a different energy. It's not coming from an energy of resistance, of criticism, of judgment. Hey, Tanya. Hi, Elizabeth. Now, let's go internally now, because this is where everything begins. Our experience is the movie that we create in here. So, are you in full acceptance of who you are? Are you in full acceptance that everything that has happened to you in your life is an experience, and you can choose how you feel about it? If you're in this turmoil and this inner turmoil on the inside, it's going to really be amplified on the outside. And this is why so many light workers, and not just the light workers, there's so many people on the planet right now calling for calm, calling for peace. It's an opportunity to go within, right? So many people have been forced inside in a physical sense, which means you now have the time to go inside in a spiritual sense, right? But the peace and the acceptance and the lack of resistance that you feel on an individual basis towards yourself, towards your own life, will actually then reflect outwards into your external experience. Now, here's the thing, guys, all of us experience things differently, right? All of you who are watching this right now are all experiencing it differently. You're all hearing it differently. You're all seeing it differently. And you're all going to have it in going through your mind or in your memory differently. And that is the same for every person on this planet, because we are all unique and we all experience the experience differently. And we can't control what other people do, how other people feel, or how they think. And we can't control or even begin to expect them to experience what they're experiencing in a different way or in the same way that we're experiencing it. So, if you're caught up in this energy of, I wish other people would do this, I wish these people would do that, I wish people would see it this way, you're not in acceptance, you're in resistance. When we aren't in acceptance of life being an experience, what we're asking of life is to bring us things that make us feel a certain way, right? I had this experience which really scared me when I was 3, so I don't want life to bring me that experience. But I had this beautiful experience when I was 10, and I want more of that. Now we're dictating to life now. Bring us what makes us feel good, not what makes us feel bad. And so we're not in acceptance of life being an experience, and that's it. Right? So when we're in that inner turmoil of, well, why did life bring me this? I didn't ask for that. I asked for this that made me feel good. When we're in that inner turmoil, it's resistance. And it really does block all of those things that you do want to experience in life. Yeah. It doesn't stop the other things from coming in, but when you see them just as an experience, neither good nor bad, then the resistance is less. And your experience of that is more accepting, but not as frustrating or difficult as it may be now. So I guess my message today is to really, while you've got this opportunity, to really have a look and dive in deep into your own self right now. How do you choose to feel? If everything in front of you was simply an experience, and you can step back from it with any of the emotional reactions you're having, if you can just see it as an experience, not good, not bad, just is, and if you can do that on your internal as well, I can guarantee you that you will feel calmer, you will think differently, and you will react differently, which means your energy will be different, which means you will then attract different things on the external. It's got to start from in here, and this is a perfect time to do it. And this is part of the process that I teach people in the mentoring programs that I've created, because when we're in the old personality, the personality that is in resistance, we can't manifest those things into our life that we want. And for me, I couldn't even start thinking, being, or acting like the person that was living my dream until I changed my personality. So you've got to start there. You've got to be that person, that personality, right? You've got to be that personality that is already living that different life that you want to live. So, what would they be thinking, saying, feeling? How would they be acting? How would they be reacting right now? And really the best way to do that is to go within and find that center, find that peace within you, and find the truth of, what I've been saying, that everything really is simply an experience. Not good, not bad. It just is. And coming from that place is pure acceptance, and that will drop the resistance. And you will not only begin to feel like a different person in here, you will start to see the difference on the outside. So, hey, Lorraine. Yeah, Elizabeth, it was a great meditation, and I could feel the energy of everyone, and I've seen a couple of replays of people who did some lives, and I just feel it was such a great coming together for everybody, and for the planet, and for the universe, and it really allowed us all to put that beautiful, heartfelt, loving energy out and wrap the world around it and wrap the universe in it and send it out to everybody, every living thing, because we all need, well, we don't need it, but we are all open to more light, right? Light is love. And if we can fill every cell in our body, and if we can fill our entire selves and everybody else on the planet with light, then things will change. So absolutely a beautiful meditation. And, just remember, though, the thoughts behind all of that can't be exclusive. You can't exclude people or other life forms or other forms of life, in that deliverance of light, because all living beings need light. So, you felt a shift, Elizabeth? Yeah. I went a little bit. I don't know. We'll put it this way. I got a lot of things achieved this morning in my business and my house, and then I did the meditation, and then I just went, and I was just kind of spaced out till about an hour ago. So yeah, it just spaced me out. I really felt the energy, and I do believe there would have been great shifts on the earth today from that. So yeah. All right, that is it. I really hope that you have a beautiful week ahead. I may come on again during the week, do a bit of a reading or something for you all, and try this week just to go within and find the acceptance for yourself. That's a great place to start. Find acceptance for yourself. Looking in the mirror is the best place to start, right? If you can truly love what you see in the mirror, then you're in full acceptance. And that is the best place to start, because if you're in full acceptance of who you are then in full acceptance of every projection of you, i.e. the other humans, that show up in your life. So start there this week. Start here. Start with you. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing week. And I've just written a new blog as well. If you want to head over to my website at trishrock.com and read that. It's all about acknowledgement and acceptance as well. And you can book in a reading from there as well if you'd like to, and check out my 6-week mentoring program, which I've created especially for the current times when people really are having a calling to their greater purpose of being light workers or healers or energy workers in this world. So that will really hone you into your prosperity and your purpose, and it would be a 6 weeks that would really change your life. So if you're being called to really step into your abilities and your skills and your purpose, then check that out or send me a message. All right, have an amazing week, everyone. Bye.